The murder of Marlene Warren, the killer clown case that took nearly 30 years to solve, here at Golden Ticket to History. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications bell, and at the end of the video, if you like this video, hit a like, maybe share it with some of your friends, and leave some comments. We really appreciate it. On May 26, 1990, Marlene Warren, a 40-year-old mother and real estate investor, answered the door of her Wellington, Florida home to a bizarre sight: a clown who was carrying balloons and flowers. Before Warren could react, the clown pulled out a gun and shot Warren in the face. Marlene collapsed as the clown calmly walked away, got into a white Chrysler LeBaron, and drove away. Warren was rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately succumbed to her injuries 2 days later. For nearly 30 years, the case remained unsolved, even as suspicion loomed over Sheila Keen, a woman who was having an affair with Marlene's husband, Michael Warren. Then, in 2017, a breakthrough in DNA evidence and new witness testimony led to Sheila's arrest in Virginia, where she was now married to Michael Warren. From the start, detectives suspected that Marlene's murder was personal. The killer's costume was a key clue. A local costume shop employee recalled as selling a clown costume to a woman matching Sheila Keen's description just days before the homicide. Another key clue was the balloons and flowers. The gifts the clowns carried were purchased from a store near Sheila's home. One balloon had a Snow White design and another read, "You're the greatest." Another key clue was the getaway car. A white Chrysler LeBaron was found abandoned 2 weeks later. It had been reported stolen from a car rental agency linked to Michael Warren's dealership. At the time, Sheila Keen worked at Michael Warren's car rental business, and the two were suspected of having an affair, though they denied it. Despite the circumstantial evidence, there was no DNA, no murder weapon, and no eyewitnesses who could definitively identify who the perpetrator was. Without strong proof, no arrests were made. And the case went cold. While he wasn't charged in the murder, Michael Warren faced unrelated legal troubles. In 1994, he was convicted of fraud and racketeering for odometer tampering and other illegal activities at his car dealership. He served 4 years in prison. Decades later, in 2014, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office reopened the case, using new forensic technology to re-examine the evidence. But what changed? First thing that changed was the DNA evidence. New DNA testing on hair fibers found in the Chrysler LeBaron suggested a match to Sheila Keen, as well as some new witnesses. Investigators located individuals who were previously afraid to speak out. Their statements strengthened the case against Sheila. And then there's Sheila and Michael's marriage. After Michael Warren's release from prison, he and Sheila got married and moved to Virginia, living under the name Michael and Debbie Warren. This raised suspicion that they had been involved in Marlene's murder all along. In 2017, authorities arrested Sheila Keen-Warren in Virginia. She was charged with first-degree murder and was extradited back to Florida. Sheila initially pleaded not guilty, and her defense team fought for years to have the case dismissed. Her trial was delayed multiple times, largely due to issues with the age of the evidence and procedural motions by her lawyers. However, in April 2023, after 6 years of legal battles, Sheila Keen-Warren agreed to a plea deal. She pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 12 years in prison, a significantly reduced sentence due to the time that had passed. But why the plea deal? Prosecutors face challenges in securing a first-degree murder conviction, given the age of the case, the circumstantial nature of some of the evidence, and the risks involved of a mistrial. They opted for a guaranteed conviction rather than risking Sheila walking free. With time served, Sheila could be released as early as 2027. This case was widely covered in both local and national media for decades. The idea of a killer clown at the front door became a true crime legend in Florida and beyond. In the 1990s, the murder was covered extensively by local Florida newspapers, as well as America's Most Wanted. Then in 2017, when Sheila Keen-Warren was rearrested, it reignited national interest with coverage from CNN, the New York Times, Dateline, NBC, and so many more media outlets. And then we have the plea deal in 2023. True crime shows like 48 Hours and Oxygen Snapped featured the case, which reignited interest and popularity. But where does this case stand today? While Sheila Keen-Warren is behind bars, many believe Michael Warren was also involved. Though he had never been charged in connection with Marlene's murder, there are still plenty of unanswered questions. Did Michael Warren help plan the murder? Did Sheila act alone, or was someone else involved? And why did Sheila and Michael get married years later if they weren't conspiring together? Marlene's son, Joe Arons, has continued to fight for justice, believing his stepfather Michael played a larger role than what has been proven. The killer clown case remains one of Florida's most bizarre and haunting homicides, a real-life horror story that took over 30 years to solve. If you liked this video, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, share it for more true crime enthusiasts, and as always, continue to look for the history in film. Catch you guys in the next video.